everyone, Chelsea Decker here from juniorchelsea.com. Glad that you're here today. Today I want to talk about something pretty important, and that topic is that sadly in this world, the way that it stands right now, people don't care, right? And what do I mean when I say that? I mean that your teacher or your employer, like, they don't necessarily care as much as like maybe you would want them to, right? So before we get into the topic, I want to encourage you to be liking the video, commenting, and subscribing, because it tells YouTube, hey, we like her, and it can get in front of more people. I'm not talking about this topic to be necessarily a Debbie Downer. I'm talking about this topic more to encourage you to really focus on the things that you can control, because at the end of the day, that's all that you can do. So going through college, this was a huge thing that I learned, especially when I went from community college to a four-year school. It was so different. The environments were entirely different. A teacher who was at the four-year school, I felt as though, like, not that they didn't necessarily care as much as somebody who was at the community college, but it was different. There was different standards. There were different things that they would uphold. And you would always find different teachers. Like, it didn't matter. You know, you'd find that teacher that was super compassionate and wanted to help you as best as they could within their means. And then you'd find teachers who didn't care. But you still had to do the course. You know what I mean? Like, you still needed the credits. So this helped me grow tremendously as a person, because I'm not going to go up to my teacher and be completely disrespectful to them. That's not my person. I'm not going to do that. So what I would do is I would then, like, reflect on myself and say, okay, well, what do I need to succeed in this course? And then once I kind of understood a little bit more about, you know, what I needed to succeed in the course, a thing like went off in my head and said, doing, like, it's time for you to use your resources. And I was like, okay. So in previous videos, you could see that, like, I was in special ed classes growing up. So being in special ed classes, I had something called an IEP, which is short for Individual Education Plan. And what this document says is, these are the things that Chelsea needs in order to succeed in school. Okay, and now this is a legal binding document. So what happens is a teacher has to uphold what is in that document. This isn't for all children. It's a specific document that is legal. It's you could kind of think of it as like a contract. It's a binding agreement. Like, this teacher has to uphold this. And so what would happen was, you know, I was in college and I said, this isn't working for me. I don't know what else to do, and I want to succeed to the best of my ability. So I went back to high school and I got this document, and it was approved, it was upheld, because it's a legal binding document. Because I had that plan, it's not just available for you know, high school, right? It doesn't just end there. It went on to college. So then what happened was I took this document, I brought it to college, and the teacher had to uphold it, right? For myself, I would never do good with timed quizzes. I still don't like it, because I'm always just like, the clock, or I'm thinking, oh, like I'm not focused on the material. Okay, so whether or not I know it, it's not really a good accurate measure of whether or not I know the material that this professor or teacher has been giving, because I'm not worried about the material. I'm more worried about the time. I'm more worried about the clock. So with that said, I brought this document to one of my professors, and she had to uphold it. And so because of this document, I was able to further my progress within college. And it was great, you know. I would say, honestly, the hardest part about this transition from community college to a four-year college, which I went to the college in New Jersey, was like the strictness of it. Not that community college wasn't, but it was, I don't know, it was different. The people were different. Like, everything was different. I had to adapt to this whole new world, essentially, it felt like. And so with that, I took on this extra baggage of stress. And I don't know about you, but for me, I'm a stress eater. I would rather eat a cookie and feel better about myself or whatever it was in that moment than be mean to anyone else around me. That's how I would cope with things, and still to this day sometimes I do. And I'm working on that. I'm trying to get away from that. But the whole concept of this video isn't to tell you about that, but to tell you that you're not in control of your professor or of your boss or whatever it is, because you're not. You're not, but you have to make it through. You have to sometimes just get that piece of paper. You know what I mean? And for reasonable cause. I want to say that it's for reasonable cause. I'll make another video too about my financial journey on how to go to school and all that whole bit, because I think that is really important in this process of education and connecting the pieces and how crazy it is. But the whole concept is that I wasn't in control of my professors. I wasn't. I was in control of me and what I did and how I reacted to the situation, and whether or not it helped me grow, or if I wanted to just be like a punk little kid and cause issues in my classroom. No, I didn't want to do that. I wanted to actually succeed. So taking the time to go to her office hours, sit down and go over the material, because in college they're required to have X amount of office hours. I would use them, right? I'm using every single every single resource that I had. And to me, that was the best that I could do. And so that's kind of what you have to do in life, is you have to use the resources that you have to better yourself. You can't get angry and overreact and be and then expect anything to happen, because it's not. It doesn't work that way. It just doesn't work that way. So the point of this video is to really help you be encouraged that honestly, just reflecting on yourself and understanding what you can do matters. Outside of everything, you're not in control of your boss, you're not in control of your teachers, you're not in control of anybody, right? And so just keep that in mind, because your success shouldn't be determined on your emotions. Your success should be determined on your obedience to get the work done, your ability to get the work done, how creative you are. It should be based on more than that. So don't let yourself get all wrapped up in the whole hot mess of So take that with you and go apply it to your life today. I'll see you next time.